Admiral's Log. In the ongoing saga of international dynamics, 1946 unravels a chapter fraught with complexity and intrigue. The initial phases of the naval landing operation on the shores of Spain have begun, an endeavor that has drawn a significant portion of the United States Navy into the role of fire support. The theater of this operation, though distinct in purpose, presents a multifaceted challenge as we navigate the delicate balance between strategy and overcommitment. It is in this moment that a shadow of uncertainty has been cast upon the global stage. The German Empire, seemingly sensing an opportunity amidst the deployment of our forces in Spain, has chosen this moment to declare war. A declaration that carries with it a web of motives and implications. As I contemplate the actions of this formidable adversary, the question that lingers foremost in my thoughts is one of intent. The move by Germany challenges us to discern the threads of their strategy and decipher the driving forces behind their decision. The dynamic between our forces in Spain and this newly declared conflict on a separate front demands careful consideration. Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome to episode 23. Last episode, we went to war with Germany, or rather, Germany went to war with us. I still don't know exactly what I did. I don't have ships near their areas at all. They just went... and now we're at war. So, we are kind of meeting a German fleet, which is pretty ways out here. They're off in the area of Spain, where I'm currently landing a bunch of Marines. Or at least, that's the plan. The Spanish are putting up fierce resistance. The Germans are kind of crashing the party. The Kaiser Barbarossa and Prince Adalbert coming in with 13-inch guns and 14-inch guns. Cute, says Sovereign, with her 6 18-inch guns. Now, they do have more larger guns combined, but I suspect that with the couple of 18-inch shells landing on their decks, these battleship and battlecruiser guys are gonna reconsider their life choices. They also have a couple of light cruisers. This is the Wiesbaden and Brummer, armed with 10 torpedo launchers and then another 4 and a bunch of underwaters. Also, one destroyer armed with 16 torpedo launchers. That is potentially dangerous. Thankfully, Sovereign doesn't have to go at it alone. She has South Dakota, Scranton, those Scrantons, the St. Louis, the South Dakota, and the Memphis. Also present, Elliot, Rupertus, Sigsbee, and Corey. These ships have been out so long and haven't seen a port in, well, 9 years? I don't know how long they've been away. They're 1936 variants of the Morris-class destroyers. I am planning on keeping this battle, again, at range, because I don't really need to get any closer than, let's say, about 75% range of my 18-inch guns, because it would be uncomfortable and potentially unwise for me to do so. Unfortunately, the game has already decided for me that Sovereign and the rest of her ships are in a pretty close proximity to the rest of the enemy group. We have them at 27-kilometer range. This, however, should be our target, not the other guy. This one is the battleship. Interesting build here, because normally you got these little areas where you put either a really large secondary or potentially a fairly small primary wing turret. That's not what they've done. They have elected to put, what, a 1-inch gun? Yeah, I think that's a 1.7-inch gun. Right there. It's pretty tiny. But hey, if the Germans want to do that, then by all means. As for the rest, fairly low amount of secondaries, really. I'm seeing the one on the stern there, and I think that's it? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. It's one triple 5.3, and then a bunch of 1.7s and 3.4s. They're battlecruiser then. Let's have a look. This thing armed with 8 13.1-inchers, 8.3s. I suspect that's the wing turrets. Another couple of 8.3s. Ah, that's triple. These are the triple 8.3s, and then they got dual barrel 8.3s. And everything else is pretty much smaller than that. Cruisers. That's the torpedo boys, armed with 7-inch guns. 12 of them, though. That is not necessarily good news, because that can put up quite a lot of firepower. Especially at shorter ranges, probably. I'm thinking, what, 12? It's 5-3, 14, 16 kilometers. They must be long barrel guns then, because you don't get stuff like that. Alright, DDs. Where are we going to send you, boys? We're going to send you guys off here. We're going to try and present a bit of a challenge for the Germans in the form of pick your target and pick your area of travel, and hopefully you will find torpedoes in the way. And we're going to fire AP at the enemy battleship first. I don't know what their armor scheme is, and I am pretty certain that I'm going to be looking at deck pens, even with the fairly high muzzle velocity of this ship. But with AP it's a little bit less. Yep, we got a couple of one pen. And damage is really limited. That was only a partial pen on the main deck. Interesting. So the main deck, potentially with a ricochet, or rather a ricochet angle, can sustain one of these shells at a range of 24 kilometers. Let's round it up to 25. So I'm going to be penning, let's say, deck, AP, 10 inches of armor. Yeah, they're probably going to have like 5 inches of armor plus some quality bonuses. That's what I suspect. Shells out. Yeah, you can see they're coming in pretty flat, and that one definitely struck true. Aft belt pen for 3.5k. So the ship is already facing damage instability of 50%. Gonna make it quite a bit more difficult for them to hit me. It's very tempting to pop the smokescreen on the Elliot and make the Sovereign more difficult to hit, but smokes work both ways. Ow. Incoming shell fire also works both ways. Why are we so slow? These states, slight waves. Alright, that's the problem. Get some shells in. Come on. They're still flooding. That's surprising. Partial. I haven't hit him that hard. It's hard to see these things in the fog. Oh, that was substantial damage, but not to Sovereign. The DE that's taking the brunt of the fire here. Let's see, what's your range? You got no range on that. Alright, Elliot and company. We're going to start turning starboard. The CAs are screening. Range to the other ships is 15 clicks. Their torpedo range is 14. Okay, I can accept that. You guys... Oh, it's smoking up. That's going to be uncomfortable. That's going to make it largely impossible to hit. You might get an occasional lucky hit, but with a 1%, I'm not really banking on it. Is it possible for me to shoot out to 22 clicks? No, it is not. Oh, look at that! A lucky random hit. And another. Progress. So far, though, they've done a pretty healthy portion of damage, or unhealthy portion of damage to me. And it looks like it's been Sovereign as well as a DD that's been on the receiving end of that. Jeez, it's really hard to spot even what my own ships are doing. That one. Bonk. Yep. Okay. How's that battleship doing? About 70 to 80% health. Alright, so that's not likely going to go down anytime soon. I do have range on the CL now, but chances to hit that, I think, are low. It's mobile, it's got good rudder response, it probably will be able to detect the ships, but it seems like the 9-inch guns are making sure I don't have to send torpedoes after it. So we're going to send the DDs to intercept their DD, and then make sure that the battleship gets a couple of shots in on the enemy battleship, and potentially we'll be able to hit the battle cruiser. There we go, job done. Oh, incoming torpedo. What did you send that at? That's unsure. Why did you send that torpedo after? Whoa, there's a bunch of them. And this guy got 16 launchers. Might be bad news for my cruisers. I want to see how it progresses first. The DDs, if they actually listen, should be fine. It's the St. Louis that I'm not sure of. St. Louis. Why do you have your back towards the rest of the group? Okay, so you guys are good. That DD is getting lit up. We're gonna smoke up. We're gonna send torps at that cruiser, battle cruiser. Oh, even the battleship is pitching in against the Elliot now. With effect, I might add. Where are you going, St. Louis? You're not set to torpedo avoidance. I don't see any particular reason why you're doing something like this. Detach and just disengage. Sovereign is off playing its own little game. Okay, the destroyer is dead. That's good. Don't know about the launching... Yeah, about the launching capability of that CL. We're going to turn... We're going to turn torpedo avoidance on. Because I can barely see them. And the AI somehow can always spot them. Yeah, we're 27 kilometers. That's really good for Sovereign. She's doing full speed, so that's good. It's just that her bow guns can't actually operate. Not at this angle. Wait, did you take a torp? No, you didn't. You just took a couple of hits. You did land another hit. Very good. Torpedo inbound from the Wiesbaden. Memphis and Dakota should be fine. Where's the Dakota going? These guys are set to screen, but they're doing it in a really weird fashion because their protectee is over there. Turn this way. Oh, I don't like this fog. The Kaiser has been about half flooded. Still packing their biggest guns. I'm just at the edge of the range of the torpedoes, so I don't really want to launch. I'm gonna have to close the distance a bit. This thing can turn pretty swiftly. 445. Sonar 3 is gonna make my torpedoes very easy to spot. They are very, very, very sneaky though. Ow. Minus 86% visibility. Over the last couple of, well, years, truly, I've been doing a lot of research. Mostly into big guns. So I'm looking, I think, at the the Mark IV of the 20s. So Sovereign really needs to get an upgrade. I don't like the damage that Sovereign's taking here. The torpedoes definitely have also been progressing to such an extent that they are very, very sneaky. Because I think they start out with a minus 60, something to that effect. Now they're looking at a minus 86. And yet, I would not be surprised if the AI somehow still manages to dodge them. Just doing AI things. Ow. Okay, it's time for the Elliot to disengage. No, not like that. Leave. We also still got that CL pissing me off. That must be the edge of its range. Because it had that, what, 16 click? Yeah, 16 click range. Anyway, I don't mind that the battle cruiser and the battleship are shooting up my DDs. As weird as that sounds. I'd rather have them shoot up these ships than Sovereign. Because up until the point where the Odyssey enters service, Sovereign is still the flagship. And the rule still applies. If the battleship Sovereign dies, the campaign is instantly over. Because my character is pretty much parked / stationed aboard Sovereign. So if Sovereign dies, the character dies. And this is not helpful. What's your operational range? Oh, sorry, your gun range. 29. No! I appear to have misplaced a turret. Sovereign is getting dangerously damaged. Very, very dangerously so. I got no ammo. I got 23 shells and that'll be all. Okay. I think it's time to disengage. I cannot successfully engage both of these ships and come out alive. Potentially, if the Prince Adalbert were to run out of its main ammunition with 13-inch guns, maybe then. But even if she does, the Kaiser still has 600 shells, which means that my heavy cruisers don't really stand a chance to get into range. So we're going to beat a hasty retreat. Something I generally don't do. But in this case, especially with the battleship Sovereign so badly damaged, look at that turret. Or rather, a distinct lack of a turret. With a distinct lack of turret like this, and a couple of really sizable holes in the ship, and 18% of my crew dead, I'm not risking this ship. You're running at best speed. The DDs are getting absolutely hammered at this point. Gentlemen, leave. At, well, whatever speed we got left. Just don't need to do that in some sort of orderly fashion, just leave. Split up and go. No, Elliot, go back. Corey. Corey is the only healthy DD I got here, and it can speed up as well. So, it looks like it's... well, it's pretty much first round to the Germans. I have damaged their battleship just about as much as they have mine. I'm not looking at flooding, it doesn't matter. Structural is what the game keeps in mind. So there's 50, mine's 56. It's not good. It's not good, especially considering my ship cost 733 million and theirs probably, yeah, 500 million. 532 million. It's not that bad. I just spent the last of my 18-inch shells. Sovereign is going to be facing a very pricey and long repair. This first round goes to the Germans. Now, I said the first round goes to the Germans, but that might not really be so. At least the game doesn't consider it as such. Because I did sink the Brummer, and I did sink a DD. So I came out with all ships, well, alive, although Rupertus and Sovereign have been badly damaged. But they came out with 2 ships less than they went into battle with. So I guess yes, in that regard, it is considered a win. Although, not a great one. If we want to have any kind of a peace with Germany, we are definitely going to need a lot more victory points if I want to actually be claiming something nice. I don't know if the Germans have a whole lot of nice territory. And I can't exactly go and play around in their waters either. This naval invasion of mine demands all the attention of the fleet. And the fleet might not be big enough now that Sovereign is not there. You can see that the battle for Western Spain, which is where I'm invading, is costing tons and tons of lives. I've lost fewer soldiers than the Spanish this time around. The real question is that enough? Because so far, the victory chance is not great. We're looking at 44%. Western Spain is still being very heavily defended by 500,000 men at this point. I don't know exactly where they found all these men. They're still devoting a substantial portion of their army to the defense of southern Spain. So I thought, well, they're busy there. I can take Western Spain. But, well, it's proving to be difficult. I am trying to stay outside of the minefields that are deployed over here in Cadiz and Huelva, because I don't really want to run into a mine if I don't absolutely have to. Sovereign, with her 43% damage, is not going to be taking part in this invasion anymore. We're going to send her back to Algiers with her escorts. We do have the Nebraska, the Bridgeport, and the Charlotte, which are all available for, well, let's say replacing. Oh, sorry, they're in a battle. Wait, the ships are docked here, but they're in a battle there? Okay. What do we have? We have the Danzig of the Danzig-class battlecruisers, owned by Portugal. And it's facing a Ostfriesland-class battleship. That's the same type we just saw. Actually, there's 2 of them. That's 8 14-inchers. I have 12-inchers, and they have 13-inchers. I have the Bridgeport and the Charlotte. I'm not very comfortable with this battle. But, well, I don't really see fit to run away from this one. I don't think I can. So this means we're going to have to try and get out some way or another way. I can either try and turn around now, hoping that my ships are faster. And the Danzig certainly is. The Nebraska at 34 knots might be? I'm not sure. Wait, they can't see me? That is interesting. If you can't see me, that gives me options. That allows me to deliver the first couple of blows. And it's... oh. Hold on, maybe their shells were already airborne? No, they're definitely seeing me. They are definitely seeing me. Everybody switch to high explosivo. Danzig. It's a French design. It's a French tower. It's just owned by Portugal now. I do believe we've blown one or several of these things up over the course of the last couple of years. It does look familiar. Nebraska, by contrast, older ship, 12-inch guns, but with a pretty high-end shell aboard. So they're capable of still hurting enemy battleships, potentially not destroying them, but definitely giving them a run for their money, as we are proving against this first battleship. I don't know if it'll be enough. We're getting partial pens on the main tower and their main belts. I'm trying to just destabilize the ships, damage and stability, reducing their accuracy, giving me more time to deal damage. Danzig is very heavily armored, so should... what? We did 12,000 damage. Oh. Should be able to take a few hits. Wait, are we all... oh, okay, yeah, we're focused on the smaller ship. Focus this now, please. Can we pen? The 13-inchers have lots and lots of pen. 25-kilometer range out. 17 inches of pen. That should be sufficient, one would think. I think we're sailing at a bad angle. Yeah, we're angling away from them. I'm gonna have to see A's get a little closer. I don't want to torp them just yet. I just want to prepare to start hammering them with the 9-inchers. Because those 9-inchers with HE, they can set some fires. And again, they probably won't win against the battleship all by themselves, but they will cause hurt. Ricochets. We're getting nothing. If we're even hitting the thing. Ricochet. Yeah. Okay, so AP is not the way to go here. And there you go. HE, and we're instantly getting partial pens. Which is better than nothing, and it's already causing some damage and stability to this ship. 11%. Danzig is taking some fire. Range here, 13 kilometers. Our torpedo range is 16. But unless these guys start to actually focus on the cruisers, I'm going to just hand deliver these shells. Sorry, these torps. Focus on the lead battleship. There we go, we got them ID'd. Ostfriesland has many bulkheads, but standard quarters. The Ostfriesland, of course, the same. 9% crew lost, 9% crew lost as well. I would rather have them focus on my heavy cruisers for a while and have my battle cruisers get a little bit more time to work. And it seems to be working. Because the Nassau and the Ostfriesland are still focusing on the battle cruisers. Either unaware or not particularly caring about the threat that the Charlotte and the Bridgeport can cause. Now they're switching. Now they're switching. Okay. 7 kilometers out. I do have a pretty decent armor scheme on these ships. And they, well, they only have 14.1 inch guns. I wonder, can we survive a couple of impacts? You guys are 20 clicks out. The ship is very much on fire. Not sufficiently so that we can destroy it as such. Can you pen this, you think? Range about 5 clicks. Holy shit, that's a lot of belt and bonus. No, I don't think we can take this thing out with AP. We're gonna have to pick something else. Blocked. Yeah, the cruisers are tanking the shells. Bridgeport, over there. Full ahead flank. Charlotte, we're going to be playing a very dangerous game here. And it's going to probably hurt you some. We're going to zigzag. Hard port turn. Torpedo launcher, starboard. Get ready to torpedo the Nassau. Or as long as we still have them, because they're getting absolutely peppered by the secondary guns. Prepare to throw the rudder all the way to starboard. Aggressive launch. Torpedo set out. Oh Christ, you only got 2 per side. Okay, hard starboard. That did not ricochet at all. Charlotte is taking such a beating. Oh great, this is the moment that Nassau decides we're going to change course. Because they've taken so much damage that they want to now not be the lead ship of the formation anymore. So the Ostfriesland is moving up. But not at such a speed that I'll be able to hit it with a torpedo or 2. Shit. Wasted opportunity. Well, I say that. Maybe the Ostfriesland is still going to take a beating here. I'm going to send the Bridgeport directly between these 2 ships. There goes Charlotte. Might get lucky. Boom. 2,000 damage, I'll take it. Starboard launchers, Ostfriesland. This is generally not how you should operate a heavy cruiser. But I've probably played too much World of Warships, so that's where I'm coming from. Starboard launcher away. Quadruple starboard launcher away. Port launcher, hard to starboard. This is when we could deliver some hammer blows against these ships. They got anti-torpedo 4, so they will field the torps. Boom, 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 boom. Yep. Oh, substantial damage here from Charlotte. Or on Charlotte, I should say. Look at that, she's fighting for her life. Guns to starboard, torpedo launchers to port. This ship is very hard at work. And there's the other set, right there. That's the quad. This ship is launching at less than a kilometer away, so they're going to have almost no chance to dodge. Ostfriesland is starting to flood. Nassau has suffered no flooding, but has suffered 50% structural integrity damage. And I wonder how much more we can add if we land 6 torps, maybe 2 duds or something. Boom. 3 torps, 4. That did cause her some serious harm. At this point, though, Bridgeport finds herself in the middle of 2 very angry battleships. Both of which might be flooding, but up until such a point where they're actually completely flooded are still a massive risk to this heavy cruiser. This is when I need the battle cruisers to start pushing in aggressively. Ostfriesland, still flooding. Ooh, Nassau has suffered 35% crew loss. That's interesting. Bridgeport sinks. Well, they worked very, very well. Fought extremely hard. Nassau and Ostfriesland seemingly trying to disengage. As I'm pushing in aggressively with the Danzig and the Nebraska. Wow, we're getting pens even. I like it. Didn't expect that, really. I'm going to try and make the Nassau surrender. And because these ships are in a line, any shells that don't hit the Nassau still have a chance to hit the Ostfriesland. Ostfriesland has secured her flooding, but it seems like one of her engine compartments has been so badly damaged that she won't be able to get her full speed again. And beyond that, all that extra water is going to slow her down. 38.7. We need to get 45 and the ship surrenders. 39. She is flooding. I wonder what's going to get her first. The flooding or the crew? Her control is down to 63%. Which means that her ability to contain those floodings and fires is dropping rapidly. 41.7% crew lost. Oh crap, I'm out of shells. Oh no, I'm now fighting with armor-piercing shells only. You still have some HE left. I hope it'll be enough. Nassau very, very close to surrendering. 42.9. 43. Come on, 43.4. 43.6. It seems like the Danzig is just tanking these shells like a boss. Yep. The enemy with their AP shells, they don't have any HE left, has no chance to pen the Danzig. Because the Danzig has 8.7 inch forebelt with 158% bonus. So she has such a massive armor belt that these armor-piercing shells mostly get shrugged off. Mostly. Not all of it. Water damaged, flooding. Ricochet off of the enemy battleship. That's the 530 million ship. How expensive is this? 600! Because of that massive engine they got. Nebraska's not even near that. She's 330. Most damage was done by the 12-inch. Really? The 12-inch from the Nebraska. The Nebraska did 34k out of 72k. That's interesting. I didn't expect that. Now, I did lose 2 heavy cruisers. That is unfortunate. Thankfully, I am building additional cruisers. So I should be able to at least get some of these ships replaced quickly. But Nebraska is going to need a replacement for her escorts now. Because had the Nebraska been out here alone, she would definitely not have been able to survive. That would have been too much to ask from one ship. So that was a couple of rounds against the Germans. Is it going to be enough? Probably not. We're looking at 11,500 victory points versus 3,200 for them. They're definitely going to be back for a couple more rounds, but we did deprive them of a couple of bigger ships. They now have 7 battleships and 2 battle cruisers. And of course, I'm not the only adversary that they have. I don't really see a whole lot of activity here, though. This seems to be their North Sea fleet. I'm kind of waiting for it to clash with the British. The British have a battleship there, but I don't know if it's ready or if it's getting repaired. They got another one over there, they got cruisers here, but it's all spread out. If they are forming a fleet, you could see a very interesting North Sea clash. But that's not something I'll actually be able to watch. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this one. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments, and I'll see you soon for more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts.